Welcome, sages. It's me, Jake the Wise, and today I want to talk about a video that I watched like a couple of hours ago and that I tried to analyze as best as I could in order to give my input. So basically, I'm reacting to it, but also adding some more clearance to some subjects that YouTuber spoke of. That I think that maybe were not like wrong, but mostly could end up making some people believe that it's not worth to do some of those activities. So I will not actually pull out the video. I will put the video in the comment and in the description of this video. Instead, I'm going to talk about what she talked about. So the YouTuber is Venom243 with an X instead of an O, but you will see that if you watch the video, and please do watch it because it's a good video. I actually agree with most of the things she said, most if not all, but I think that there are some things that I could add to the conversation. So first she starts by saying that there are YouTubers and guide writers and gold farmers in general that do not share their secret sauce for multiple reasons. Maybe they don't have one, maybe they don't want to share that secret sauce, and by secret sauce I mean a secret gold making method that makes them millions a day or something like that to the public. Or maybe they are selling it through a guide that you can buy with real money, which she doesn't say it's actually bad or good. It's actually the people's choice if they want to buy such a guide, and there's the YouTubers and gold writers, gold farmers' choice to put a price on that information. As the way I see it, at least, I agree with her because it's the time spent to find that farming method, and it's something that it actually helps them. So why would they share it and lose all the profitability of it instead of maybe even profiting some more in real life, like most things are. Nothing in this life is for free, really. Another topic that she talks about is that you will not get rich quick, and I completely agree. My first 100k gold were made in like a month of farming transmogs, and the most gold I've made in that month was by selling some leggings for 60k. So that was back when the WoW token was around 100k, and I had 2 months prepaid for World of Warcraft, and I knew that I had to farm because I didn't really had nor have now really the money to pay for a subscription. In my country it's pretty expensive, the salaries are very low, and compared to the euros, oh, it's even worse. But yes, I do agree with this. One thing that she also said after that is that most people that make gold by farming transmogs, because they sell very, very slow. And that's true. They sell extremely slow. So you maybe wait months, even years for some of them to sell. Right now, in one of my main servers, this is one of my auctioneers, I have, let me see, 740 items posted on the auction house with a value of 97 million gold. Of course, most of that is fake value. As you can see right here, most of them are like 10 million gold, which I don't really think it's their actual value. It's just my add-on that is fucked up, and I didn't spend the time to actually fix it, nor to take the items out and put them at a real price, because I don't really play World of Warcraft that much anymore. In reality, I think that all those 740 items that I have posted are maybe 20 million gold if all of them sell, which in reality will never happen. The reason I have so many items is that the more items you have, the more likely you are to sell some of those items. And in fact, now per month, with all of my servers, which I'm like currently on 6 or 7 servers, only posting, I'm not actually farming anymore, I'm only posting, I'm making around maybe 400k a month, so I'm covering my WoW token and some more. If I would farm I would definitely sell more. If I would post more often, I would definitely sell more, so there's always room for improvement, but she's incredibly right. There are items which most likely will never sell. Let me check on TSM on my ledger what if I have any items that I have for. So I have these items. I think I sold them actually, but there are items that I have for 3-4 years and they never sold. I still post them to this day because why not? I make enough gold to cover the posting cost, which will happen eventually. But I'm at a point where I'm only able to post items instead of farming them because I farmed so much back like 2-3 years ago, maybe even 4 years. So I still have items from that period of time. But she also said that there are people that are stockpiling items and that are watching the auction house movements in order to sell those items that maybe they stocked by farming themselves or bought for a lower price. And again, she's very, very true. I don't think I have anything here. I have like a couple of coins of many faces which I farmed myself. I have some Transmog items, you know, I have some Darkmoon Fair quest items, but in my bank, my guild bank, I have quite a lot of materials. Most of them are actually farmed by myself, and I'm actually at a loss if I sell them now because I farmed them before the auction house was region-wide for materials, and I think it's actually for Transmogs now as well. I'm not sure, I'm not really keeping in touch with World of Warcraft news anymore, but I enjoyed her video and I wanted to share my insight and some interesting information about my experience as well, because I think that she painted a very bad picture for Transmogs. It's true that they sell very slow, but as I said, if you farm enough, so basically I have around 5k items that I post not really that regularly. There are weeks in which I don't post at all, but I still make around 300 to 400k. There are weeks, there are months in which I make even 1,000,000 gold only from posting Transmog items, and I'm not selling big ticket items. In fact, I'm selling very low value items that just sum around to like 1 million over all the servers, but it takes a while in fact to farm, and maybe some people need that gold now. She talked about people that wanted to get rich quick, maybe because they need a WoW token or something like that, and yes, you will never get rich quick. But coming back to the stockpiling, this is my first tab, which is called materials, but it's not longer a materials tab, and these are all items that I bought for like 700 gold a piece, and they are now worth at least 2k to 10k. I could sell them now if I wanted, but I think I will keep them a little bit more. Maybe I will not get screwed by other changes to the auction house, which I don't know, but whatever. Here I have some more items. I have some materials. These are actually all farmed by me, so I just kept them for myself more often than not. These are Darkmoon Fire Water, which I bought, but I never sold when I had the chance because I wasn't really playing. These are some abyssal fragments that I farmed myself, and I always thought that they will raise up in price a lot, but all of these items are actually bought for a lower price, and I'm waiting for their price to go up. In fact, most of them went down, but still I'm stockpiling, so it's exactly as she says. I have a lot of keepsakes which I bought. I never really got one from farming, even though I farmed hours and hours, but I bought a lot of them, and I'm waiting for their price to go up, but I don't think that it will go up until maybe 2 years. So there are like 2 years since I have them in my bank account, and I'll keep them 2 more years until I sell them. So what she's saying about stockpiling a lot of items, it's completely true. These are my other tabs as well. I have a lot of mounts as well. And this is only one server. You need to think about the fact that I'm playing on 5 servers. I'm posting on 5 servers. And although not all of them have such a big guild vault like I have on this server, most of them also have big ticket items stored in their normal deposits as well. And she also says that gold making is hard. I would disagree with that because I don't consider gold making hard. Gold making is hard before you actually learn how to make gold. So if she talked about the fact that it's hard for new people, I would completely be on yes side for her argument. But she said about the time spent and so on. As I've said, for the past couple of years, I didn't farm at all. And most of the items that I'm selling are not hard to obtain. In fact, in 1-2 hours of farming transmogs, at least, you can get even up to 1k items. So I have only 5k items. Of course, there's diversity between them, so there are multiple sources from which I got the items. But you can still get 1k items. In fact, most of my friends that started gold farming, I recommended them to farm at least 1k items in only one place, like in Silitus or some other high drop zone, in order to get a lot of items, to get their flow of items and revenue coming, and that's actually stabilizing their gold revenue per week, month, day, whatever you want it, and then go and diversify their auction house with other items. Yes, gold making is hard until you get the hang of it, and it's hard if you're doing what she's doing, which is a safer way, but it takes quite a lot of time. This gets me to my next point. She said she tried to farm transmogs and they sold, or maybe they did never sell, but it's true, some of them never sell. It's true that they sell very slowly, and she says that most of her gold is from raw gold farming and from materials and herbs and so on, which is true. That's a very stable gold revenue. That income is basically guaranteed, especially in the raw gold farming. But the reason it's taking so much time to make gold is because they don't actually award the player that much gold compared to a transmog items that might sell or might not sell. And I would disagree with her. Maybe she didn't really say that it's not worth to farm transmogs. It's basically up to your personal choice if that's the way that you want to make gold in World of Warcraft. But I think that she painted quite a bad picture for transmogs. And there are many YouTubers out there like Student, which is one of the most known gold making YouTubers in WoW, that do only transmog, or not only, but mostly transmog. Like 99% of their content is transmog only, and he does a lot of farms. He makes a lot of gold, actually a fuck ton of gold, but he also spends a lot of time, since this is basically one of his jobs. He spends a lot of time farming with his viewers or farming on his own and making videos and such, and maybe you don't have that time to farm that many transmogs or to post that regularly as he does, or maybe even I'm doing. Maybe there are some people that post even rarer than I do, and I post only like maybe 5 times a month, something like that. But yes, the reason that she says gold making is hard is because while her methods of farming gold are actually very viable, and I would suggest people to do exactly what she does, so basically farming materials and raw gold farms, it's taking a lot of... It's hard because it's taking a lot of time. So I would advise people to farm those raw gold farms, or to get some materials and put them on the auction house for them to sell instantly, because they do sell instantly no matter what you're posting. Basically, you're posting linen cloth, that's going to sell immediately, especially since the region-wide auction house. But after a certain point, I don't think that you should be doing that unless you need fast gold. So let's say that maybe you're short maybe 20k for a WoW token or something like that. I don't think that you should do it. I think that you should do it until you're at a point where you know that you have enough gold for the next month as well. So the next month after your month, or maybe even 2 months in advance. But even more than that, if you want to strive as a gold farmer, I think that you should diversify it even more. So you should do raw gold farms, you should do materials, and in the same time actually start farming some transmogs or mounts and something like that, and post them on the auction house, because the stable gold income from raw gold farms and materials and so on will stockpile a lot, and maybe you'll even make a WoW token only from that. But the transmog will actually in time lend you even more and more gold. And yes, you may get frustrated seeing that not many items sell, but as long as you keep farming items, and at some point, let's say if you have 2k items but most of your items are 10 gold in value, just sell them to the vendor and post only the items that are maybe 100 gold and above or 500 gold and above. Comparing prices in your auction house, you decide what you want to post or not, and if it's worth your time. I still post 10 gold value items because they sell. They actually sell. Their sell rate is very good. But still, coming back to what I was saying, I think that you shouldn't do only raw gold farms. I don't think that you should do only material farms. You should do that until you know you're safe for the next months or months in advance. And in the same time, or maybe after that, you should start doing something that's like some sort of time investigation for the future, like I'm doing now, by just posting items that I farmed 4 years ago, and they still sell sometimes. I still, again, make quite a lot of gold, especially since considering that I'm not playing the game anymore. She also talks about bots ruining farms, and I don't think that's that's something to say there. I completely agree with her. But this was the thing that I wanted to put out, because I'm a transmog farmer. I was, at least. Now I'm a transmog seller. I have hundreds, thousands of items across 5 or 6 servers, I think. Maybe even 7. I don't even know, to be honest, at this point. And while she's also true that servers are different, I also post on high population servers as well as on very low population servers, and they still have quite a nice amount of gold in their banks. In fact, on Lightbringer, on the horse side, Lightbringer being a very, very low pop alliance server, I managed to get 1 million gold. It's true that not as fast as maybe on Kazakh or on Argent Dawn or something like that, but I still got it. So it's possible in time. It's extremely possible. And if I was farming raw materials, I would get enough gold for the WoW token, of course. That was my input. I will link the video in the description so you can go check it out, give her a like, because her channel is actually very good. But there were a couple of things that I wanted to point out to her video, because in my opinion I think she painted transmogs in kind of a bad picture and might lead to new gold farmers to stay away from that market. And it's one of the most profitable markets. It's slower, but it's one of the most profitable. That's no denying there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that if you're watching this video, Venom, you can actually give me your opinion as well on what I said, and maybe you consider that I'm wrong at some point. If you watch this video, but I don't think that you will, I actually await your answer, because I always like to talk about this. Even though I don't play this game as much as I do, I still enjoy seeing gold farmers, seeing their experiences, hearing about what they're doing, what they've done, something like that, and spur into the discussion of gold making. But anyways, I'm Jake the Wise, and until next time, stay wise.